Now on CoastTV News.
Remembering Jimmy Carter as we continue to see more reaction come in over the passing of America's 39th president.
Weather-wise, the rain we picked up last night has moved out to sea with breezy conditions and sunshine today, but a system to the west promises more rain as we ring in the new year. I'll time out the rain on Futurecast coming up.
Snow geese scare the bird flu warning after positive tests were found in the dead animals near Prime Hook.
Washington into the playoffs.
Washington is indeed rolling into the playoffs. The thriller that ended just hours ago that has fans hearkening back to the Super Bowl era of the burgundy and gold.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And you are looking at a live dark scene at the White House in Washington, D.C. Somber mood there, as it was yesterday that we learned that the 39th president of the United States, Jimmy Carter, died at age 100. The flags were lowered to half-staff yesterday afternoon at the White House, and that is how we begin Monday, December 30th, 2024. Good morning. I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley. Thank you so much for being up with us during our 5 o'clock hour.
It's been nearly a year since he went into hospice care. Sadly, we knew this was going to eventually happen.
Definitely, but we are going to start things off right now with First Alert meteorologist Bob Try. He joins us now with a first look at our forecast this morning. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning, Paige. Good morning, Matt. Good morning, Del Marva. We had rain last night. You can tell by the wet roads, but the rain has now moved out. You can see our radar replay with the rain showers from last night. Some of that heavy at times, but I noticed driving in this morning, we are seeing some stars. We're seeing some clearing as this system is moving offshore. There is a cold front back to the west. Not a lot of cold air behind it, but that's going to kick up the breeze a little bit later today. But it's mild out the door. 56 in Del Mar, 48 in Ocean City, a little cooler there, 52 in Bethany Beach, 55 in Milton and Rehoboth right now at 55. We've got a southwesterly breeze, not all that strong now, but those breezes will pick up. So we'll see some morning clouds, but we're also seeing some clearing as well, maybe a sprinkle this morning with temperatures into the 50s. Temperatures not moving all that much today. By noon, more in the way of sunshine, upper 50s. And I think by mid-afternoon, around 60 in Millsboro, 58 Del Mar, a little cooler at the beaches. So we will see the sun, but it will be a little breezy into the afternoon hours. Your day part forecast shows the increasing sunshine, a little breezy as we go into the afternoon hours. Much more on that, and well, it looks a little wet to wrap up the new year. More on that as we ring in 2025, much colder. More on that coming up a little bit later on.
Thank you so much. Now, as we mentioned, President Carter died Sunday at the age of 100. What you're looking at right there are people laying flowers at the organization bearing his name in line with Emory University there in Atlanta.
Yeah, Carter's death immediately garnered reaction from members of Delaware's congressional delegation, including Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester. She spoke on the giant loss felt by his death.
Yeah, Blunt Rochester took to Facebook in a statement saying, quote, President Carter was a defender of human rights and democracy around the world, and he led a life full of compassion, grace, community, and service.
Today, people around the nation, around the world, are remembering former President Carter.
NBC's Chris Pallone shows us now how he spent the years after his time in the White House trying to improve people's lives all around the world.
People in Atlanta have been leaving flowers and notes outside the Carter Presidential Center, remembrances for the nation's longest living president who died Sunday at 100 years old. The tributes pouring in from around the world and across the nation. A moment of silence before the Washington Commanders game outside D.C. New York's Empire State Building lit up in red, white, and blue. The flag atop the White House lowered to half-staff.
This is a sad day.
President Biden, vacationing in St. Croix, remembered his longtime colleague and friend and reflected on his legacy.
Jimmy Carter lived a life measured not by words but by his deeds. He forged peace, advanced civil rights, human rights, promoted free and fair elections around the world.
My name is Jimmy Carter, and I'm running for president.
Biden, then a senator, was the first politician outside Georgia to endorse Jimmy Carter's bid for president in 1976. He's sometimes called America's greatest former president, a nod to his life of diplomacy and service after his one term in the White House.
I'd say peace and human rights and treating everybody the same has been what I hope will be my legacy.
President Biden said the thing that convinced him to endorse Jimmy Carter for president is the same quality that endeared him to generations of Americans over the last 50 years.
And what Jimmy Carter is an example of is just simple decency. Simple decency. And I think that's what the rest of the world looks to America for.
While pointing out their many differences, President-elect Trump said on social media Jimmy Carter did everything in his power to improve the lives of all Americans. For that, we all owe him a debt of gratitude. Chris Pallone, NBC News, Washington.
And President Biden has declared January 9th to be a national day of mourning for President Carter. Biden has said he will deliver a eulogy for the former president at the state funeral, which will be held in Washington, D.C. in the coming days.
And to hear how all of Delaware's congressional delegation remembered the former president, you can head to our website, CoastTV.com, and we'll have more on Jimmy Carter a little later on in our newscast this morning. Right now, though, Delaware's agriculture and environmental agencies confirm 40 birds have been reported to them as having bird flu. This includes snow geese in Prime Hook who tested positive this week. The Department of Agriculture says farmers should take some precautions to protect their poultry and livestock. Here are some ways to do that. You should cover waste, remove standing water near barns and chicken houses, and don't move equipment through standing water that could track infected wildlife fecal matter into your barns. Secure your buildings to keep wild animals from coming inside, and use decoys to scare devices to keep wild animals away. There's a lot to this story, so we have all the details on it, including what to do if you think you've seen an infected bird on our website, CoastTV.com.
It's a time of celebration for many, but according to the National Safety Council, it can also be a dangerous time on our roads. Drunk driving is at an all-time high during the holidays, and during the Christmas and New Year periods, the council says 40% of traffic-related deaths involve drunk drivers. That's a 12% increase compared to the rest of December. One vacationer in Ocean City hopes these efforts will cause fewer people from becoming another deadly statistic.
It's good for anybody everywhere. Like, honestly, if you've had too much to drink, please call somebody, anybody.
And with New Year's Eve and day having the most DUIs throughout the year, be sure you have a plan if you are out before grabbing that drink.
And there are plenty of ways to get free rides on Delmarva. Ocean City offering free beach bus service starting 6 a.m. New Year's Eve until 3 a.m. New Year's Day. In Delaware, you can get a $20 Lyft or Uber voucher. That's through the Office of Highway Safety. And then you just go to mysoberrides.com. Use that between 5 p.m. Tuesday and anytime 2:30 a.m. on Wednesday.
Okay, that was Delaware. Maryland State Police say they are continuing with increased patrols leading into New Year's Eve. Troopers will enforce checkpoints in order to reduce drunk driving. According to the state police, more than 500 people have died on Maryland roads this year, and the most common crashes involved impaired, distracted, or aggressive driving.
New this morning, Laurel Police will soon celebrate the grand opening of a new facility. The agency says after restoration and renovation, the building there is now operational. They'll be holding a grand opening ceremony coming up February 8th. That begins at 10:30. And officials say expect some food, vendors, and of course, a tour of that new building. It's almost 2025 as we look back on 2024. No doubt one of the biggest stories of the year was the political season on the coast. In Delaware, you can't think about any election without Return Day, of course. Coast TV spent the last 2 months digging into the history of the famous tradition where people return to the county seat to hear the returns of the elections read out loud. Just like they did back in the 1800s, the hatchet's then buried, opponents come together to mark the end of the political season.
All of the United States needs to follow those practices of bipartisanship, loving your community, reaching out that hand to support one another. And I think the healing process needs to be done everywhere.
And of course, you can learn all about this wonderful history. There are some international elements as well tonight at 6. The history of Return Day only right here on Coast TV.
A season fans of Burgundy and Gold have been longing for just hours ago, as seen here on Coast TV. Washington in overtime with this. Jade Daniels to Zach Ertz touchdown. They're back in the playoffs, defeating the Atlanta Falcons 30-24. The 11 wins, the most a Washington team has earned since the 1991 Super Bowl season. More on this game later on Coast TV News Today.
Good stuff. All right, we're just getting started this morning on Coast TV News Today.
Yeah, coming up, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources alerting the public to be on the lookout for cold-stunned turtles. We'll tell you what the agency says to do if you see one along the coast.
Also ahead, BB Healthcare making its way to Millsboro, how the new facility there will help first responders reach people faster.
And up next, Georgia suffers storm damage. We'll show you what locals in that area are recovering from after severe weather on Sunday. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues.
Capture your favorite moments at the Coast TV photo booth. Strike a pose and snap a pic, all for free. View previous pictures and see the next event at coasttv.com under the Features tab. The Coast TV photo booth, sponsored by Baths by Spicer Brothers.
140 basketball teams hit the hardwood in Salisbury today for the Governor's Challenge, sponsored by Shower Glass. 5 days of the best high school basketball talent in the country. Watch live exclusively on the Delmarva Sports Network, plus stream games from 5 courts only on the DSN app. From the first tip-off to the DSN Nightly Wrap-Up Show, the 42nd Annual Governor's Challenge, exclusively on the Delmarva Sports Network and the DSN app.
You need to lose weight, but you hate lugging out that big blender for a healthy shake. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. Designed like this shake bottle you take to the gym, it has the motor and blades built right into the lid. Bionic Blade quickly creates smooth drinks just like the big blenders. But this is portable, so you can make a shake anywhere. Make pina coladas right by poolside. Even grind coffee beans and make a quick, refreshing iced coffee pick-me-up on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and get 2 sipping lids, a second large blender container, plus the sports lid. Yours free. You'll get this entire portable blending system for just $29.99. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-709-7148 or go to buybionicblade.com. So call 1-800-709-7148 or you can order online at buybionicblade.com.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, sharing joy coastwide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Sponsored by Tidal Health.
5:12 on our Monday morning. Bay Health Cam and Dover, 56 degrees right now. Pretty mild out there. And the rain has moved out, but we had the rain overnight. At times it did come down heavy. Watch for wet roads this morning. Otherwise, we're seeing some stars out there, some clearing skies. And there is a cold front back to our west. That will slide through as we go through the day. Not a lot of cold air behind it, but it will become breezy this afternoon. 56 in Delmar, not 68 in Seaford. That's a typo there. 56 in Redden, 52 in Bethany Beach, Rehoboth at 55, and we've got southwesterly breezes right now. So on your way to work and school, I'm assuming there's some school today for the kiddos. Wet roads gave it the yellow light this morning, and then breezy, mild sunshine this afternoon. Green light for your evening commute.
Storms moved through parts of Georgia Sunday, leaving behind widespread damage. Those storms brought heavy rain, high winds, even lightning to that area. Tens of thousands of locals there left without power. Fallen trees, they've toppled homes, caused significant disruptions to roadways. The heavy rainfall led to rising water levels in creeks there and streams.
Milford says it is pausing ongoing road work projects. The city says that is due to the holidays, and construction will resume Monday, January 6th.
Costco is pushing back against the anti-diversity, equity, and inclusion movement. Costco's board of directors urging shareholders to vote against a proposal brought by the National Center for Public Policy Research. The organization wants the warehouse retailer to issue a report on the financial risks of maintaining its diversity and inclusion goals after the group accused Costco of possible discrimination against employees who are white, Asian, male, or straight. Costco's board accuses the organization of making its true anti-diversity agenda under the guise of reducing risk.
The discount grocery store Aldi is expanding. The chain has announced it will be opening 17 new stores across 9 states, and they are Alabama, Florida, Missouri, Mississippi, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, Tennessee, and Wisconsin. Aldi has previously announced that it plans to open 800 new stores in the U.S. by the end of 2028.
Still ahead this morning, BB Healthcare making its way to Millsboro. We're showing you a first look at the new building coming to Sussex County.
The rain has ended in Ocean City, and we're looking at 49 degrees there, so a little cooler at the beaches as we are looking at a breezy and mild day with sunshine, but the rain returns to end the year, and I'll pinpoint the rain on Futurecast coming up next. Stay tuned.
Download the free CoastTV First Alert Weather app today.
At Atlantic General Hospital, we've been busy. Busy expanding healthcare services that are second to none in our region. From cancer care and women's health services to orthopedics, gastroenterology, and more, we provide advanced health technologies delivered by top providers. Expert care every day. It's what you can count on from Atlantic General Hospital.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on Coast TV.
Mark your calendars for the Children's Beach House Gala presented by Jack Wingo Realtors and Jack Wingo Asset Management on February 8 in Dewey Beach. This black tie evening features an open bar, auctions, dinner, and a performance by Kristen and the Noise. Your support helps empowered children with special needs to build confidence, develop leadership skills, and thrive in a caring community. For more info, visit cbhinc.org/gala or call 302-841-9639. Sponsored by Coast TV.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
Have fun and enjoy Delmarva's Coast with Petey the Peacock, sharing joy coast-wide. Know where he's going to be next and get his free coloring book at peteythepeacock.com. Sponsored by Tidal Health.
Download the Coast TV News app on your Apple or Android devices.
Time is 5:16, and you are looking live at the lights of the Ferris wheel in the distance at the Ocean City Inlet. New Year's Eve, Bob. That's today as people are gearing up to ring in 2025 tomorrow.
Yeah, tomorrow, and it's looking a little wet, Matt. Not white, not icy, but wet as we ring in 2025. Hard to believe this year is just about over, but I think we're looking at scattered showers tomorrow evening, and at the time the ball drops, well, that's New York City. I think they're looking wet too, but here, scattered showers around 50 degrees. I think the rain should be winding down as we head towards midnight or early 2025. We had some rain last night. This is a 6-hour replay of clouds and radar. We had some of those heavier showers coming through, but now it's clearing out, looking pretty nice out there, seeing lots of stars and some planets as well. And there are some more clouds back to the west right along the I-95 corridor. I think more of these clouds could be filling in as we go through the morning hours, but I think the rain is over as there is a cold front back into the mountains right now. That will sweep through later today and bring breezy conditions. Not a lot of cold air behind this front. We have low pressure spinning across the Great Lakes. There's another system moving into the western high plains. That's a system that will bring us that rain as we go into New Year's Eve. Right now, out the door, not bad. 55 in Del Mar and Georgetown, 55 in Milton, 56 in Red. And right now, Ocean City, a little colder, 50 there, 49 in Ocean Pines. As our winds are coming in out of the southwest, not all that strong, but I think they will get a little breezy this afternoon. Here's Futurecast. This morning, we've got the clouds, maybe another sprinkle or two, nothing like we saw last night with the steady rain. And then as we go through the day, temperature's not moving all that much. Here's noon, 58 in Millsboro, 58 in Long Neck and Lewis as well. I think we could hit 60 in Millsboro later this afternoon with 50s elsewhere and maybe some beach locations only in the 40s, a little colder there. And then this evening, mainly clear skies. And as we go into tomorrow morning, we're into the upper 30s. I think we're dry into the morning hour. So if you have errands to run, maybe you're picking up some party favors for tomorrow night, looking dry. But then clouds start to increase in the afternoon. Winds pick up out of the southeast. We start to see rain building in as we go into Tuesday evening. So if you're heading out to dinner, it's looking pretty wet for your New Year's Eve. And then here's New York City looking rainy as the ball drops there. Then we move into New Year's Day. It's colder and it's breezy at that time. And then it gets progressively colder into the weekend. And then as we go into next week, this is interesting. By Monday, we could be looking at snow or a wintry mix, maybe the season's first measurable snow as we head into Monday. But it all depends on the track of this area of low pressure, and we'll have plenty of time to watch that. In the meantime, as far as our rainfall amounts with this next system to round out the year, maybe up to about 1/3 of an inch, as it will be breezy this afternoon. Those winds gusting over 25 miles per hour at times. Then those winds shift to the southeast and it gets breezy heading into your New Year's Eve. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 60 today, then 59 for New Year's Eve with increasing rain, and then windy New Year's Day, 51, lower 40s Thursday and Friday, then cold into the weekend with middle 30s with a mix of sun and clouds. Umbrella winner today is Connie Miller from Lewis. Congratulations to Connie on your brand new umbrella. From Paul Davis and Coast TV.
Thank you, Bob. BB Healthcare Facilities, they can be found in a number of locations in Sussex County, and now Millsboro will soon be added to that list. On your screen is the site of the future building. This is off of Route 113. It's right next to the Millsboro bypass construction. Coast TV spoke with people living nearby about BB coming to Millsboro.
Really excited. We moved here in May from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, so we got all of our health care at Lehigh Valley, and we've still been going back and forth. So we're looking for a place to establish here.
And BB says the average national ambulance ride, it's 17 minutes. By putting this facility in Millsboro, it will allow emergency care to reach more people faster.
Coming up next on Coast TV News Today, catch cold-stunned turtles. We're going to tell you how many of those animals have already fallen victim to brutal temperatures this year alone. Don't go anywhere.
DSN Plus is more energy, extra live games and on-demand replays anytime, anywhere. DSN Plus is more hype. From playoff matchups in unified football to marching band showcases, we highlight what makes Delmarva unique. DSN Plus is more hometown pride. We go wherever our teams go with up to 5 live games every weeknight. DSN is still free on air and cable, but get even more with DSN Plus, just $6.99 a month. Download the Delmarva Sports Network app from your app store today.
Listen to Big 107.7, Delmarva's classic rock station.
You push it. You try to hold them shut, but your doors won't stay closed no matter what. Introducing Ruby Monkey Magnets. Ultra-thin magnetic plates that will keep your doors and drawers shut. Just peel to reveal the super strong adhesive. Place the monkey, then the magnet, and close. Installation is that simple, and now you have a door that will stay shut. The secret is the ultra-strong industrial magnet's powerful attraction that holds tight. Monkey magnets work on most surfaces and are perfect for cabinets, dresser drawers, sliding closet doors, and more. Even your outdoor problems are solved in an instant because they're corrosion and rust resistant. Call or go online now to get 8 sets of monkey magnets for only $9.99. Due to rising costs, this may be your last chance to get monkey magnets at this low price. There is a strict limit of 1 house pack per order. Call now.
Call 1-800-453-9032. That's 1-800-453-9032. Call or visit getmonkeymagnets.com. So call 1-800-453-9032 now.
You want to feel important. You want to be a part of something bigger, something that matters and can help change things.
You want to feel like you belong. We know. We felt that way too, and that's why we did something about it.
We aren't just Army National Guard soldiers.
We are normal people just like you.
And together, we can make a difference.
Take on your legacy.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
Attention employers on Delmarva. The Delmarva Job Fair, sponsored by the Stokely Center and the Maryland Department of Public Safety and Correctional Services, is back. Join us Saturday, February 1st from 10 to 2 at Delaware Tech in Georgetown. Connect with over 1,000 job seekers all in one place and grow your team. Secure your spot today at the most successful job fair on Delmarva. Go to WBOCevents.com. The Delmarva Job Fair, where great employers meet great talent.
As we deal with winter's colder temperatures, the Maryland Department of Natural Resources says be on the lookout for cold, stunned sea turtles and other aquatic wildlife. This year already along the Atlantic, over 850 sea turtles have been reported as cold stunned, most of them in Massachusetts. But if you do see a lethargic sea turtle, contact authorities.
Bethany Beach is looking for photos for its next calendar, and according to Bethany Beach Events and Entertainment, this year's theme is Fun in the Sun. The photo contest opens today. It runs through January 24th. Winners, you'll get a 2025 VIP parking pass.
Try back with us. The coastal communities, Ocean City, Dewey Beach in particular, they're getting ready for a big party night tomorrow night.
I wish I could bring our dry weather from today into New Year's Eve, but that's not going to happen. And looking kind of wet at that time. But drying out today, Fenwick Island and Ocean City warming into the upper 50s, close to 60 degrees, waves 4 to 7 feet, and there is a small craft advisory, so pretty choppy out there. Lewis and Rehoboth into the upper 50s, more in the way of sunshine as we go into the afternoon hours. And then on the Bayside, waves 1 to 2 feet, and Cambridge today looking at afternoon sunshine. Temperatures into the upper 50s. Chrisfield a little cooler for you, 40s early on, then mid-50s for this afternoon. Then the weather does take a turn and goes a little farther south as we go into New Year's Eve with a better chance of showers then, and then breezy and a colder start as we head into 2025 and maybe some snow in our future. Much more on that coming up in the next half hour.
Thank you, Bob. Also coming up after the break, drunk driving at a high during the holiday season. We're going to tell you what to watch out for to avoid disaster.
Also, poultry precaution, how to protect your animals from bird flu after many have tested positive here on Delmarva.
And the nation remembering President Jimmy Carter after his passing Sunday, how Delaware officials are now reacting. CoastTV will be right back.
Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. It's time to huddle up and talk football.
We're talking touchdowns, tackles, and everything in between. From game-changing plays to the latest news around the league.
We'll take a deep dive into all of the plays that made a difference.
We'll see you in the end zone.
Catch the End Zone, Mondays at 5 on Big 107.7. Sponsored by Tyndall's Casual Furniture and North Star Heating and Air Conditioning.
Stay tuned to get a free automatic toilet bowl cleaner from Mermaid. Your sink stopper's broken, and fixing a drain is a pain. Introducing Mermaid Drain Magic, the instant solution to most broken drains. Just remove and replace. In seconds, you can fill and drain with a simple press of a button. Drain Magic makes replacing your old, broken, rusty, even missing sink stoppers fast and easy. Drain Magic's anti-clogging basket helps prevent clogs in your sink, catching hair, food, even jewelry. Made with brass and chrome and a silicone gasket, it creates a watertight seal. Order your Mermaid Drain Magic today for only $19.99 and get a Mermaid toilet bowl cleaner absolutely free. Drop it in the tank for up to 3 months of cleaning. But wait, this could be your last chance to get Drain Magic at this low price with free toilet bowl cleaner. There's a strict limit of 3, so order now.
Call 1-800-944-6857 or visit GetDrainMagic.com. So call 1-800-944-6857 or visit GetDrainMagic.com now.
Mark your calendars for the Children's Beach House Gala presented by Jack Wingo Realtors and Jack Wingo Asset Management on February 8 in Dewey Beach. This black tie evening features an open bar, auctions, dinner, and a performance by Kristen and the Noise. Your support helps empower children with special needs to build confidence, develop leadership skills, and thrive in a caring community. For more info, visit cbhinc.org/gala or call 302-841-9639. Sponsored by CoastTV.
Now on Coast TV News.
The passing of former President Carter as we look back at his life and the impact he made after leaving office.
The rain we picked up last night has moved out to sea with breezy conditions today and sunshine. A system to our west promises rain as we ring in the new year. I'll time out the rain on Futurecast coming up.
Driving dangers, we're looking at the effort being made to lower the drunk driving rates heading into New Year's Eve.
Historic political harmony, a deeper dive into the great Delaware tradition of Return Day.
This is Coast TV News Today.
We start this half hour by getting a live look at, well, that's Ocean City. It says the White House. We're going to show you the White House, though, in Washington, D.C. It is dark right now that we know there, but later we will be able to see in the American flag at the White House flying half-staff, maybe other places as well, of course, in honor of Jimmy Carter, 39th president who passed away on Sunday. That is how we begin this half hour of Coast TV News Today. Good morning, everybody. I'm Paige Marley.
And I'm Matt Pensick. It is Monday, December 30th, 2024. The time is 5:29, and we continue to look back at his life. Interesting note I read, Carter was the first president born in a hospital.
Yeah, definitely hard to believe. We are going to bring in First Alert meteorologist Bob Trahi, and first we'll get to more with President Carter in just a minute. But first, Bob, help us prepare as we head out the door this morning. What can we expect?
Yes, good morning, guys. Good morning, Delmarva. We are expecting wet roads out the door, but the rain has stopped falling. This is our radar replay. We picked up the showers last night, some heavier rain at times, but now, well, things are clearing out. We're seeing the stars across much of Sussex County into the rest of Delmarva as well. There are a few more clouds back towards Chesapeake Bay and D.C., so I think the clouds will fill in at times today. There is a cold front basically along I-95 right now, and that will slide through as we go through the day, and behind it, it's breezy, but not especially colder. So we're looking at temperatures creeping up a little bit today. It's already starting out on the mild side, 55 in Delmar and Georgetown, Milton 55. Colder in Ocean Pines, 48 with 53 in Salisbury right now. And there is a light southwesterly breeze, so we're not seeing any fog either. So that's good. Just some clouds as we go through the morning hours. Can't rule out a stray sprinkle or two, with temperatures slowly rising through the 50s today. As we head into the noon hour, I think we're looking at more in the way of sunshine, mid to upper 50s inland, colder at the coast with only mid to upper 50s there. And then as we look at mid-afternoon, around 59 in Millsboro, Georgetown, and Seaford as well, with more sunshine. And a little cooler at the beaches, maybe a few clouds for you, and feeling cooler with the breeze this afternoon. If you're riding the ferry up to Cape May and back, bundle up. We're looking at temperatures in the 50s, clouds this morning, but drying out with more sunshine into the afternoon. And make sure you have a windbreaker. We'll be pretty breezy. Winds gusting maybe up to 30 miles per hour at times later today.
Thank you, Bob. President Carter died Sunday at the age of 100. Here you see people laying flowers at the organization bearing his name in line with Emory University in Atlanta.
Carter was only a one-term president overseeing a troubling economy and unable to have a response to American hostages held in Iran. There were triumphs as well during his presidency, perhaps none greater than brokering a peace deal between Israel and Egypt. In 2014, Carter reflected on his time as America's president.
I kept my country at peace during very difficult times when I was in the White House, and I helped promote peace between other countries that were potentially at war. I reached out to long-term adversaries like China, and we tried to bring an end to apartheid in Africa, and I promoted human rights. And I think the result of our human rights policy probably changed administrations in Latin America from dictatorships to democracies.
In Delaware, Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester took to Facebook to honor the late president, saying, quote, President Carter was a defender of human rights and democracy around the world, and he led a life full of compassion, grace, and community service.
President Joe Biden made remarks as well on Carter while he was on vacation in the Virgin Islands. Here's what the president had to say.
We may never see his like again. We'd all do well to try to be a little more like Jimmy Carter. You know, my mom, you've heard me say this before, used to say, bravery lives in every heart, and someday it'll be summoned. Every time it was summoned, he stepped up.
As we move on, Delaware's agricultural and environmental agencies confirm 40 birds have been reported to them as having bird flu. This includes snow geese and prime hook, who tested positive this week. The Department of Agriculture says farmers should take precautions to protect their poultry and livestock. And ways to do that: cover waste, remove standing water near barns and chicken houses, and don't move equipment through standing water, as it could track infected wildlife fecal matters into your barn. Also, secure buildings to keep wild animals from coming inside, and use decoys and scare devices to keep wild animals away. There's a lot to this story. We are working on it. We have all details on this, including what to do if you think you've seen an infected bird. All that can be found on our app and CoastTV.com.
Whether you're still celebrating the holiday season or maybe you're getting ready for the new year, the Ocean City Police Department's warning everyone of drunk driving. CoastTV News reporter Kevin Zappé shows us how common drunk driving is this time of year.
Grabbing a beer and then your keys. That is more common than you think. And Norma Simpson saw firsthand how that could affect families.
We had a friend years ago whose sister was killed by a drunk driver and her son.
And this time of year has even more risk of drunk drivers. According to the National Safety Council, during the Christmas and New Year holiday periods, 40% of traffic-related deaths involve drunk drivers, which is a 12% increase compared to the rest of December. And on New Year's Eve and New Year's Day alone, overnight fatal crashes surged by a shocking 136%. To try and lower the number of deaths this time of year, the Ocean City Police Department have been posting on Facebook ways you could get home safe while still having a drink, such as having a designated driver or calling an Uber or a cab to pick you up. Simpson hopes these efforts will cause less people from becoming just another statistic.
It's good for anybody everywhere. Like, honestly, if you've had too much to drink, please call somebody, anybody.
With New Year's Eve and Day having the most DUIs throughout the year, be sure you have a plan before grabbing a drink. I'm Kevin Zappé in Ocean City, CoastTV News.
And there are plenty of ways to get free rides on Delmarva. Ocean City is offering free beach bus service starting at 6 a.m. New Year's Eve until 3 a.m. New Year's Day. In Delaware, you can get a $20 Lyft or Uber voucher through the Office of Highway Safety. You can go to mysoberrides.com. Use that between 5 p.m. Tuesday to 2:30 a.m. Wednesday.
Well, as we've been talking about, it is almost 2025. We also look back on 2024. There's no doubt one of the biggest stories of the year was this political season on the coast. In Delaware, you can't think about an election, especially in Sussex County, without thinking about Return Day. CoastTV has spent the last 2 months digging into the history of the famous tradition where people return to the county seat to hear the returns of the election read out loud. And just like they did in the 1800s, a hatchet is buried and opponents come together to mark the end of the political season. You can learn more about this wonderful history. There are even some international elements tonight at 6 p.m. The history of Return Day. It's only here on CoastTV News. Got a lot more news to get to. Don't go anywhere.
So coming up this morning, we're learning about the local Hispanic community on Delmarva. We're showing you displays students in Milford created in honor of Hispanic Heritage Month.
Also, Daniels does it again, the thrilling win that puts Washington into the NFL playoffs.
And stop to Styrofoam in Maryland, how much you could be fined for using the packaging. That's according to officials. Stick with us on CoastTV News today.
Coverage on the road, in your community, along the coast. The IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep, live on the street, day or night. From breaking news to weather in your town, the IG Burton First Alert Weather Jeep. Coverage you can count on.
You need to lose weight, but you hate lugging out that big blender for a healthy shake. Hi, Chef Daniel Green here with my Bionic Blade, the new handheld blender that's rechargeable, so you can make a fast, healthy shake anywhere. Designed like this shake bottle you take to the gym, it has the motor and blades built right into the lid. Bionic Blade quickly creates smooth drinks just like the big blenders. But this is portable, so you can make a shake anywhere. Make pina coladas right by poolside. Even grind coffee beans and make a quick, refreshing iced coffee pick-me-up on the go.
Get the Bionic Blade for just $29.99 and we'll even ship it to you free. But wait, order now and get 2 sipping lids, a second large blender container, plus the sports lid. Yours free. You'll get this entire portable blending system for just $29.99. Call or click now.
To order, call 1-800-709-7148 or go to buybionicblade.com. So call 1-800-709-7148 or you can order online at buybionicblade.com.
Dedication, determination, and drive. That's what's needed to be a DSN Scholar Athlete, brought to you by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Each month, we'll award a $1,000 scholarship to a Delmarva senior that excels in the classroom and in sports.
They must have a B average or higher and a drive for good sportsmanship.
Nominate your champion today on the Features tab on DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com.
The DSN Scholar Athlete, sponsored by your Salisbury Honda dealer.
Ride the wave of Delmarva's vibrant coastal vibes with Coast Life. From hidden gems to sun-kissed trends and captivating local tales. Dive deep and immerse yourself in our coastal rhythm. Catch Coast Life weekdays at 4 on CoastTV.
It is 5:38 on this Monday morning. The rain has ended. Spicer Brothers camera from Salisbury, 53. Watch for wet roads this morning, as we did see that rain last night. It came down heavy at times, but nothing too heavy. And we're looking at drying conditions right now. A few more clouds back to the west near D.C. A cold front is going to be sliding through. That will kick up the winds a little bit later, and temperatures rising only a little bit from where they are right now. And they're pretty mild into the 50s, 48 in Ocean Pines, 54 in Redden right now with the southwesterly wind. That wind becomes more westerly with time. Heading to the coffee shop this morning, I would go for the large coffee. I take a little blooper cream in my coffee. 60 degrees, breezy and mild. I know you don't care what I take in my coffee, right? We're looking at mild conditions, breezy later on. Call the CoastTV First Alert weather phone. Another way to get your forecast. It's sponsored by Baird, Mandalis, Brockstead, and Federico.
Bob, I care what you get in your coffee. Or when I have to go get you coffee one day. All right, happening now, Maryland authorities putting out a reminder it's against the law to use styrofoam in the state. They're saying now there's a $250 fine if you use that packaging. Yikes, be careful. One man facing charges after Delaware State Police say he stole a car and then crashed it. Police say this all began around 6:30 a.m. Friday. They say Kimi Adkins stole a car from the shops at Long Neck Boulevard. Hours later, state police say they found the car by Potts Net Lakeside. But they say Adkins, after stopping, drove away recklessly, eventually jumping out of the moving car in the Avalon Woods area, causing that car to then crash into a tree. In addition to all of this, police say Adkins had a suspended driver's license.
The thrill ride this NFL season, that is the burgundy and gold of Washington, riding a 3-game winning streak heading into last night. And as seen just hours ago on CoastTV, Washington at home inside the Beltway with the Atlanta Falcons, with a chance to clinch a playoff spot in seeking win number 11 on the season. That would be the most since winning 14 in 1991. It's the last time they won a Super Bowl. Plenty of enthusiasm on this night near D.C. We go to the third quarter, Washington trailing, but they go in front with the Chris Rodriguez run off the pitch. They take a 21-17 lead. Washington would add a field goal, but the Falcons also fighting for a playoff spot respond. 82 seconds left in regulation. Michael Penix finds Kyle Pitts. We're tied at 24. We are going to overtime, and that is where Daniels works his magic. This pass here to Zach Ertz, another dramatic win for Washington. They are going to the playoffs. What a year for rookie Daniels and head coach, all-time Salisbury University great Dan Quinn. Washington, you are in the playoffs. Saquon Barkley, he's from Penn State, Paige. He ran for 167 yards on Sunday against the Cowboys. In doing that, he became the 9th running back in NFL history to go over the 2,000-yard mark in a season. The Eagles rout the Cowboys and clinch the NFC East title. The Birds wrap up the regular season next Sunday against the Giants. Coming up tonight on the Delmarva Sports Network at 8:30, Seaford and Cambridge South Dorchester meet in the Governor's Challenge. And then for a recap of all the action, tune in to the final score at 10:30. And on the DSN Plus app, exclusive action for you here. Final day of the Governor's Challenge. Several sites, Wycomico Civic Center, University of Maryland Eastern Shore, and at Y-High.
All right, some entertainment news now. Spider-Man returns with a new animated series and the release of the next Batman film. That gets delayed. Rick Damigella has more in the Hollywood Minute.
Just consider it a good deed from your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. That's me, by the way. I'm Spider-Man.
More Spider-Man adventures are swinging your way. The web-slinging hero takes on new adventures in the animated series Your Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. This is your first look at the show, which premieres January 29th on Disney+.
I'm not gonna write you a love song, 'cause you asked for it, 'cause you need one.
Sarah Bareilles performs her biggest hits with a full orchestra. This is a clip from the singer's special Sarah Bareilles New Year's Eve with the National Symphony Orchestra and Friends. The event was recorded at the Kennedy Center and will air Tuesday on PBS.
When that light hits the sky, it's not just a call. It's a warning.
Batman fans will have to wait a bit longer to see his calling card again. The release of the sequel to The Batman has been pushed back to October 2027. The latest Caped Crusader film is now expected to go into production late next year. In Hollywood, I'm Rick Damigella.
Today's Holiday House features a meaningful quote about the spirit of Christmas time and the magic of the season. This picture was submitted to us by Athena and Alex in Wrigley, Maryland. Thank you so much for sending us this photo. We want to see more of your bright lights and your festive setups. Keep sending us pictures. You can submit them and videos if you have them to coasttv.com/holidayhouse.
Right now in Dover, we're looking at 56 degrees and we're drying things out. The rain has moved out. We're looking at a breezy and mild day with sunshine, but the rain returns to end the year. I'll pinpoint the rain on Futurecast coming up in 2 minutes.
Delmarva's Holiday House, sponsored by Beta Beach Builders.
You rip and tear your old statements and bills, but thieves use this information to steal your identity. Don't be a victim. Get the ID Police, the new ink roller that encrypts all your old documents. So before you throw it out, just roll it on, and your information is gone, both on the front and through the back. Even if the paper is held up to the light, even your medical information is safe with the ID Police. So block it out before you throw it out. Order now and get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 and get free shipping too. This offer is not available on Amazon, so call or click now to get your ID Police for as low as $9.99 with free shipping. Order now.
Call 1-800-803-0512. That's 1-800-803-0512. Or visit getidpolice.com. So call 1-800-803-0512 now.
Serving part-time in the Army National Guard has led to a lot of firsts for me. It paid for me to be the first person in my family to go to school and graduate debt-free. That education helped me get to the first day at my career, a job that I can still hold while I serve part-time. That job and the home loan benefits I got from my service helped me buy my first home. And I take pride knowing I will be the first to respond if my community ever needs me.
To learn more, visit nationalguard.com/DC.
I like going to the events that are actually set up through the station that we have a connection to, a lot of the fundraising events. It's a good opportunity for me to see the good works going on in the community and also interact with the people. When you're out and about, you know, people are so friendly to come up to you and say hi and that they watch, and very appreciative of that. You know, it's good that you feel like you're making an impact out there.
Coast TV, our community, your news, where every story hits close to home.
It's now 5:46 on your Monday morning. We are going to take a live look right now at Salisbury, see what's going on there. Looking pretty bright, and they're looking awake there, Bob, but we know that is still pretty dark, maybe even a little wet there still in Salisbury.
It is. Yeah, we're still looking at some wet roads out there, but the skies are clearing. I saw a lot of stars and planets a little earlier, so the trend is for clearing skies, but the rain doesn't stay away forever. In fact, the rain starts to move back in. New Year's Eve and early New Year's Day, getting all my holidays confused, but looking a little wet for your New Year's Eve plans, and then it does dry out for the weekend. It gets interesting maybe later Sunday into Monday with rain and maybe our first measurable snow this season by early next week. More on that coming up. But we had the rain last night, and it was a good soaking rain too, about 0.2 of an inch or so, but now we're beginning to dry things out, seeing some stars out there, some clearing. So headed back to work or school, we're looking at pretty good conditions this morning. Watch for the wet roads, but there are some clouds building in across Chesapeake Bay right now. And back through the I-95 corridor, there is a cold front back through here, and then that will swing on through, and then that will kick up the breezes a little bit later today, but it will also increase the sunshine behind this front. But we've got an area of low pressure spinning across the Great Lakes with rain and snow there. That's not the one I'm concerned about. It's this one that's moving out of the Rockies into the western high plains. That will drop in and give us a good chance of rain as we head into tomorrow evening to make your New Year's Eve plans kind of wet. But it's mild right now. 54 in Redden and Milton, 53 Bethany Beach, 55 in Rehoboth with a southwesterly wind. That wind becomes more westerly once that front comes through today. Here's Futurecast. We've got the clouds this morning. Temperatures slowly rise to the 50s. By noon, more in the way of sunshine. Upper 50s around Millsboro, 59 in Delmar. Cooler at the beaches with mid-50s. Bethany Beach and Fenton Fenwick Island. Don't know about 49 in Dewey Beach. I think it's a little warmer than that, but definitely cooler at the beaches than inland areas where it could hit 60 as we go into the afternoon hours. And then through the overnight, mostly clear. By morning, it will be colder with temperatures into the 30s and 40s as we round out 2024. Increasing clouds throughout the day and the wind starting to pick up out of the southeast. We're increasing the moisture and the clouds and the showers later on in the day with that next system that moves in. It's just plain rain for us all the way up I-95 into New York. As the ball drops there as we go into New Year's, it's going to be wet, but just wet and then windy and colder as we go through the rest of the week into the weekend. In fact, really cold into the weekend. And then the next system coming in on Monday could be an interesting one for us. Could be snow, could be rain, it could be both. So we'll have to see, just depending on the track of this area of low pressure. But right now it looks like snow turning to rain, maybe all snow farther to the north, but just too soon to tell just the exact track of this area of low pressure. This next system does bring us maybe up to 0.3 of an inch of rain and breezy conditions this afternoon. Winds gusting maybe up to about 25 miles per hour. Lighter winds tonight, and then they're picking up out of the southeast. Look how windy it gets as we go into tomorrow evening as we ring in the new year. Paul Davis, 7-day forecast. Mild the next couple of days, right around 60, with the rain picking up Tuesday afternoon. And we're looking at that rain into New Year's Eve, and then windy on Wednesday to start 2025, 51 degrees. Colder Thursday and Friday with lower 40s, and those overnight lows dipping into the 20s. And then by the weekend, a mix of sun and clouds, temperatures in the mid-30s, and maybe that chance of rain and snow as we go into later Sunday and into Monday of next week.
Thank you. We're going to show you some museum-like displays created by Spanish immersion students at Milton Elementary School. The works were inspired by what the students learned from speakers in the Hispanic community who were part of a program during Hispanic Heritage Month. The speakers shared with students their experiences related to careers, language, and immigration. Telemundo Delmarva and CoastTV News reporter Ana Sofia Roman takes us through the displays and shows us what it means for the community.
Hallways at Milton Elementary School filled with displays highlighting countries like Colombia, Mexico, Guatemala, Cuba, and Ecuador. For Marbeli Ortiz, a third-grade Spanish immersion teacher, it is gratifying that her students were able to portray what they learned from the speakers, including for some the same qualities or similar backgrounds.
A lot of the students here have gone through experiences similar to the people that are coming and sharing. So for them to be able to see and hear stories that are just like them, it makes them feel like they're part of the community too.
For third grader Itzel Santos Lopez, it was a special moment.
It's very cool knowing that other people is from the same country or a different country that speak Spanish. I love speaking Spanish. I love that Guatemala is my country.
Speakers range from health professionals to law enforcement officers and more.
It's very exciting to be able to receive people that that CAPE has brought over to us so that we can be able to experience and learn more about what their country comes from or what it's like and what they have come out of and how they are flourishing in our community.
Celebrating cultures from a young age.
Milton Elementary School will continue honoring the various cultures throughout the school year with different activities and programs. In Milton, Ana Sofia Roman, Coast TV News.
Up next on Coast TV News today, healthy hobbies for 2025. We'll tell you what experts say you can do to start the new year off healthy.
The rain has ended across Delmarva, 50 in Ocean City on the Gateway Subaru camera right now as we dry it out. We'll see sunshine today and breezy conditions, mild too, but the rain returns to end the year, then colder into the new year, maybe some rain and snow early next week. Our 10-day forecast is coming up next.
Before I had my hearing loss treated at Mass Audiology, I had a hard time trying to participate in daily activities. Now I can hear.
If you're having trouble hearing, you should schedule a diagnostic hearing evaluation with an audiologist. If a hearing aid is necessary, the audiologist should prescribe a hearing aid and verify it using real ear measurements to ensure that it fits your needs. Call Mass Audiology and ask how Signia hearing aids can treat your hearing loss. To learn more information, visit delmarvaexperts.com.
Hi y'all, it's April from Coast Country, and every Tuesday I get the honor of highlighting an amazing teacher right here on Delmarva with Teacher Feature. If you know a teacher who deserves some extra love, those who go above and beyond every day, Head to coastcountry.com and nominate them today. Then tune in each Tuesday to hear their story. Teacher Feature right here every Tuesday at 11 on Coast Country 103.9 and 106.3. Sponsored by Coastal Comfort Heating and Air Conditioning and Vernon Powell Shoes.
Are you having trouble hearing your TV or listening to conversations in loud spaces? Then it might be time to consider Nano hearing aids. Nanos are FDA-registered OTC hearing aids. Don't be fooled by overpriced hearing aids. Prescription hearing aids could cost $3,000 or more. Nano hearing aids are now offering $100 off through this special TV offer. Call now and get 2 CIC rechargeable hearing aids for only $297. And if you're not happy, return them for a full refund.
These fields are empty now, but soon they'll be alive.
Some teams can only dream to play it because they can't afford it. And that is why Toyota is sponsoring Delmarva's Dream Team.
We're looking for teams from any sport and any level. Each month, your Delmarva Toyota dealer will give one local team a $1,000 grant. And after the year, one finalist will receive an additional $3,000.
Nominate your dream team at DelmarvaSportsNetwork.com under the Features tab.
DSN's Delmarva's Dream Team, sponsored by your local Toyota dealer.
Step into the spotlight and join Coast Life, where every day is fun, fresh, and full of energy. We're searching for a vibrant co-host to bring style, personality, and excitement to our daily lifestyle show. From fashion and entertainment to home decor and seasonal trends, you'll connect with viewers and make every moment unforgettable. Think you're ready to shine? Apply now at DraperMediaJobs.com and show us what you've got. We are an equal opportunity employer.
As we inch closer to a new year, you may be vowing to be a better version of yourself in 2025. If you plan on making a resolution but haven't landed on a perfect one yet, how about choosing one that can also help your brain? Mandy Gaither shows us a new hobby in the new year that can help your health.
Its popularity continues climbing. While crafting isn't new, research into the health benefits of this hobby is.
There's now some new research showing that simply working on arts and crafts could be good for your mental well-being.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta says this movement, which includes crafts like knitting, painting and drawing, and pottery, can actually bring you peace.
Crafting can lower the stress hormone cortisol. Recent study found a positive relationship between crafting and people's self-reported happiness, satisfaction, overall sense of well-being.
The National Endowment for the Arts says arts education can help youth better cope with feelings, bounce back from adversity, and develop tolerance and compassion for others. For older adults, the agency says participating in art has been linked to positive health outcomes. So if you're looking to start a new hobby in the new year, experts say to tune in to your creative side.
First of all, think back to what interested you as a kid and lean into that. Try new things with a positive, open mind, and do be patient with yourself. You don't have to be great at this or even good at this to get the benefits.
Gupta says a new creative hobby can also help with another critical part of health, social connection.
It's even better if you can do this as part of a group or a community of crafters in real life or even online.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
And experts say there are other crafts that can help promote mental well-being as well, including crocheting, designing photo books, and adult coloring books.
I do all of those, can confirm it's very calming. Try it out. All right, 5:56 now, time to check in with our coastal pet of the day. Today's coastal pet of the day is a sweet pet who's enjoying life with his new family. We love to hear that. On your screen is Honey Bear. Honey Bear got a family for Christmas, and we can see that joy, honestly, just that calm as well, all over his face. Honey Bear was submitted to us by his new forever family in Millsboro. And don't forget, we want to see your pets on Delmarva. Keep sending us photos. Tell us what makes your pets so special. Do that by scanning the QR code right there on your screen, and then send your furry friends to us on Coast TV News. Watch weekdays 5 to 7. You'll see all of those pets that we feature. All right, 5:57 now. Time to look at your forecast before you head out the door.
Yeah, final days of December, and it's pretty mild out there.
Yeah, it looks like 2024, guys, is wrapping up kind of mild, and it will be wet, too. It's not wet now. As the rain has wound down, we're looking at some clouds this morning. Temperatures are mild in the 50s. Watch for wet roads on your commute. Then we're looking at temperatures near 60 this afternoon. It does get pretty breezy. Paul Davis, 10-day forecast, mild to round out the year, 59. Some showers building in for New Year's Eve and then becoming windy on Wednesday, 51 to start the new year. 40s Thursday and Friday, then much colder into the weekend with middle 30s. And maybe the season's first accumulating snow by next Monday. We'll watch that. 38 as it gets pretty cold. Highs only in the 30s, lows into the 20s.
Thank you, Bob. And coming up in our next hour, Jimmy Carter Remembrance. We continue our coverage of the death of America's 39th president. That and more when Coast TV News Today continues.